Galaga 88 for the PC Engine is a mostly single-screen shooter. This means that enemies don't scroll on screen. Instead, your ship is locked at the bottom, and enemies appear in a formation at the top of the screen. This creates a similarity in level design that shifts the game away from memorization. Before I start, I have 3 things to get out of the way. First, there are some scrolling segments, but I'm not talking about those. Second, Galaga 88 is stratified into difficulty modes called dimensions. The higher the dimension, the harder the game. And third, I'm talking about the PC Engine or TurboGrafx 16 version, not the arcade game. All stages in one dimension feature the same enemy formation shape. The individual enemy types change, but the overall shape remains the same. Dimension 1 always has this crisscross pattern. Dimension 2 always has this U shape. And so on. So, there's nothing to the overall formation shape that distinguishes a level. Enemies can advance from this formation in random order, so their attack sequence can't be memorized. In each run of stage 111 here, a different boom advances first. It's not like the player can memorize where to place themselves. The level design of each level is how enemies enter, what formation they take, and what order they attack in. But the enemy entrance paths and the enemy formation shapes are repeated so many times that there's not much to distinguish one level from another. And since enemies advance at random, you can't know when they'll attack. So, on one hand, all the level layouts are very similar, and on the other, the sequence of enemy attacks is impossible to memorize. Instead, I find it more useful to know how each enemy type behaves. Each enemy looks different, and it behaves differently. The bodyguard, this blue enemy, joins with another one. But the small fry, this red enemy, splits apart into 4 smaller ones. They look distinct, and their behaviors are distinct, so it's easy to remember. Since each dimension only has 4 distinct enemies, knowledge of enemies will be applicable in a large number of situations. This lowers the number of rules to learn. Plus, each set of stages is faster than the last. This increases the reflexes needed to clear the game. The slim rule set, increasing speed, random behavior, and of course, the lack of distinct level design work together to shift skills away from knowledge and towards reflexes.